Hello, here's part 5. I'm gonna try to make this one way faster than my other ones because I know they were so annoying to watch. So there's gonna be a lot of cuts in this one probably. But like I said, there's a lot to cover here. This is like starting way back this spring and I'm trying to come up with all of the things that have happened up until now. So there's a lot of stuff that happened in that time period. I'm also the ADHD queen, so bear with me. A couple things I want to clarify though before I get into it. One, I have a therapist, you guys. Don't worry. I've had a therapist for a long time. And yes, I'm medicated as well. So she's all good up here. And as horrible as the situation is, this did start happening, like I said, this spring. So I've had time to like process a lot of this stuff already. So that's why it's not making me like bawl every single time I talk about it. But I had those days and that's why I posted my first video, because I wanted to show what I was like for a long time. I'm mainly posting these for 2 reasons. One, selfishly, I'm never going to get any closure from either of these people about the situation. And I think I just feel like this is kind of like closing a chapter of a book to open my next one. I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea, but I did, and now I'm here, and I don't know. And again, as horrible as this is, I am not the only person that has gone through this, and there's people who have been through way worse things than me. And I think it's hard to talk about because it's not something where you're like blatantly being abused or something. So you don't really feel, I don't know, you don't really feel like a victim, but it still is traumatizing and you deserve to have a voice and speak your truth. I mean, I just think that everyone should be able to do that for themselves. So I'm hoping that I inspire other girls, and I know that I've already seen people on here be like, oh my gosh, I'm going through something similar. I've heard of that, and I just want to say I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I mean, my DMs are open. We can go through this crap together, I guess, and this is none of our faults. It's just these people are these people, and there's nothing we can do about it except talk about it, process it, and hopefully bring way better people into our life moving forward. Okay, I think I'm done blabbing now. Last time when I left off, it was them leaving my house, I believe. So this was my weekend with my kids, and I was already so traumatized by everything that I really didn't talk to either of these people that night or the next day. However, I believe it was Saturday night, I just kind of got like an inkling that there was something going on, and I still had my ex's Uber account on my phone. So whatever feeling I was having led me to go check the Uber account. And mind you, I thought that he was out of town at the lake with his parents because we were all supposed to go there, but of course I didn't go. So I don't really know what this feeling was, except now I can look back and be like, wow, my instincts are fucking fire. But I go on there and I see that just 5 minutes ago, he got a ride from an Uber from somewhere in town. I think he was either at a concert or at a bar, to my mother's house. So this is where my sister went after I kicked them both out of my house and they grabbed all their shit and ran out together into the sunset. This is where she went. This is where she was going to be staying the rest of her days here. And again, my jaw dropped, my heart sank into my stomach, and I just was like freaking out. At this point, I was like, this cannot be real life. Like, this is not actually happening. I was panicking. So I called my brother, who lives way closer to my mom than I do. I live on pretty much the opposite side of town, and I just knew I needed to catch them as fast as I could. So me being dumb, I panicked and I called baby daddy, and he answered, and I said, what are you doing? And he goes, I'm at a friend's. And I was like, oh, what friend? And he goes, says friend's name, I'm not going to say a name. And I said, oh, really? Will you FaceTime me and prove that to me? Silence from him. Silence. So now he knows that I know something is up. My brother's on his way to my mom's house. I called my sister, the good sister, not this sister, my other sister, my half sister. And I said, you need to get to my house ASAP because my kids are asleep in bed and I cannot leave them home. And I need to go there to see what's going on between these two people as fast as I fucking can. So I'm in limbo because I can't leave my house until my sister gets here. And I know my brother is on his way to hopefully catch them in the act. So I had some sort of proof to justify what was going on because I seriously felt fucking nuts. Again, there was no physical proof of anything up to this point except for the name on his phone that I saw and the way that they were acting. Obviously, we know that that's weird, but I had no evidence of any sort. I just had this feeling and I had dots that were connecting. So my sister gets here. I got a call from my brother and all I can hear is like the horn honking and he's freaking out saying something. I don't know. I think he was attached to his car like speaker system and all I could just hear was the horn honking over and over and over again and someone screaming, "What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?" So I hop in my car. I'm still on the phone with my brother at this time. They're jumbling around. I don't really know what's going on. I'm just like, keep him there. Don't let him leave. And my brother goes, "Yep, he's here. It's him. He's here. He's literally trying to run away right now. He's hiding behind trees by my mom's house, trying to get as far the fuck away from that house as possible." And my brother, being the sleuth he is, caught that on video. So I do have proof of that as well. So baby daddy's running down the street, drunk as fuck, trying to evade me and my brother. We have him cornered on a very busy street, and I said, "Get in my fucking car right now. We are going to hash this out right now." He gets in my car, can hardly say a word straight, and we head back to my mother's house where my sister was. Again, if I'm going to be so honest, this whole thing was so emotional and so chaotic for me that I really can't remember little teeny tiny details. But the gist of it is that we got to my mom's house. I told him to get inside. Me, my brother, my sister, and him sat in my mom's living room and tried to talk about it, but he was so drunk and she was not giving up. My mother's not here, by the way. She was staying at her boyfriend's, so it was just my sister and her kids staying here right now. Again, his Uber app had said that he was only there for like 5 to 10 minutes, so I don't know exactly what happened. My brother swears when he pulled up there was no funny business going on, so I don't know. So my brother and I are kind of drilling both of them, trying to get something out of either one, and baby daddy was too drunk to seriously even come up with a sentence, and sister was saying, he just showed up here. I didn't ask him to come here. He knocked on the door and then I said, get away from me. There is no way this man knew my mother's address and was coherent enough to type it into the Uber app 10 minutes ago. So again, straight up lies out the ass. We didn't get anywhere. His mother picked him up from that house. I tried to talk to her, but me and his mom, we don't get along anyway. I mean, that's a whole story for a whole nother day that I will not get into because that would take a million years. But let's just say that she needs him to need her. And that's created a lot of issues in our relationship over the past 10 years. I follow him out to his mom's car. Again, I try to say something to her. She just shakes her head and just doesn't say anything. And they drove off. I tried to go back inside and see if I could get anything more out of my sister, but it just went into circles. And she was being amazing at manipulation and gaslighting, telling me I was the worst sister ever. Why do you even care if he's here? You guys aren't together anymore. No, I didn't invite him over, but that's not the problem. You've been a horrible sister to me my whole life, whatever. Really, because the whole last couple weeks you were staying at my house, you never mentioned me being a bad sister. Not once. Part 6 next.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on another video. So today we are jumping back in with the story, with the part 2 of the story of her sister dating her baby father of 10 years. So guys, I have a few people in the part 1 saying that there was no commentary in there. Yes, there's commentary, I just don't show my face. And the reason why I don't is because I am always so busy in the daytime that I always have a lot of noise from my kids in the background or whatever. So usually I just do a voiceover, and when I do a voiceover, for some reason people are confused of the different voices. So I am just letting you guys know that I am here. I am just behind the scene trying to take care of my kids and run my YouTube channel at the same time. It's a busy time to do it in the daytime, so I do the video in the daytime while my kids play or while I do whatever else I'm doing, and then I do my voiceover at night. So I'm sorry if anyone is confused of sometimes the voice cutting in by saying, but I always announce that, hi, welcome back to my channel. So I'm surprised that people are still confused, but I'm just trying to clarify that. So guys, I have 2 small ones home, plus I do take care of another little girl at home. So 3 small ones in the daytime. So that's why I do voiceovers. I am trying to get back to the place where I don't have to do voiceovers, but for right now I do. And it's a lot of people do it, guys. It's not uncommon, but if you don't know a lot about YouTube, then you might not understand what voiceover is. It's a part where you mute a part of the video and just talk over it, or you just talk over something, a picture or whatever, to introduce yourself or whatever else you want to say in your video. So that's what I do most of the time, and the reason why I said I do that is because I am busy. I'm a busy working mom, working from home, but I still want to continue my YouTube journey, which I absolutely love. And thank you so much to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing. And if you have not subscribed and you like videos like this one, please subscribe and support me. It's a free and easy way. I really appreciate it. I'm a mom of 5 trying to grow my YouTube and not lose the passion that I always have for it. I have so much to share, and I love sharing, and I love giving my own intake or input on stuff that is going on. So thank you so much, and let's get into the rest of the video.
So before I left my mom's house that night, the last thing I said to my sister was, will you just please block him on everything, because then at least I know you aren't not communicating with each other and there won't be any confusion about you two being together. So she agreed to that, and that was kind of that. I went home, she stayed there. She was there for I think a couple more days. We didn't say a fucking word to each other, and that was that. As far as my baby daddy goes, I tried asking him the next day about it, and he just kind of tried to laugh it off and said, oh, it was just a joke because I know it would make you mad. Whatever. At this point, there was nothing left for me to do except try to figure out where I was going to live and move with my kids, since we're living in this house together with him. So the rest of May was pretty uneventful. I didn't really talk to my sister at all, and the only time I talked to my baby daddy was when we had to talk about our co-parenting our kids. In my mind, though, again, I just figured that was all going to go away and they weren't talking to each other anymore. So I really didn't dwell on it like there was anything I was going to do about it anyway. I had already cut my sister off at this point, so trying to get anything else from her just was not even worth it for me. And I unfortunately don't have the luxury to cut off my kid's dad. Anyway, June rolls around and she has to come back here for some sort of orders for her job. So she was here and she stayed at my mother's house again. She didn't talk to me at all. I had no contact with her this whole time. Again, we had to just go off of hearsay because we didn't have any physical evidence of them being together. So my mom, being a mom, she let my sister stay with her. My mom tried to ask her about the situation a couple times and she wouldn't really elaborate on it. So my mom kind of gave up, and honestly, I don't blame her. It's just at this point, I'm just like, it is what it is. Let's move on. Then my sister started doing crazy fucking shit at my mom's house. So she would tell my mom that she needs to go like grocery shopping at like 8 p.m. and would not come back to my mom's house till like 3 in the morning. She threw an AirTag that she had in her car out the fucking window at Target because she didn't want her ex-husband tracking where she was, because he was not with her here. There were a couple other crazy things that she did, but I really can't remember exactly what it was. And at this point, again, like I said, I just didn't even give a fuck anymore. Our relationship was ruined at this point. I don't know for sure if they were hanging out when she was here during this time, but I can tell you were a lot of coincidences in what they were both doing those nights. So at this point, my family's getting pretty fucking fed up with her. My mom's losing her patience with the fact that she's staying at her house but not being respectful enough to tell my mom what's going on. My siblings are realizing that she's kind of just like lying about literally everything, and she's just kind of going haywire and being crazy and like not telling people what's going on. I haven't said anything to her. She hasn't said anything to me. It kind of just was like water under the bridge, whatever at this point. So anyway, she goes back to where she's living with her husband, and the months go on, and August rolls around. And I'm gonna be honest, I was really fucking sad. I was really sad. I was mourning the loss of my sister, my little family that I thought I had with my baby daddy and my kids. I was trying to find a place to move out. I was mourning this house that we made together, that I picked out everything in. And I'm just a girl. What do you want from me, okay? So I unfortunately caved a couple times and let baby daddy hang out with me. Again, the last time I talked to my sister, she had him blocked. After that conversation, she swears she was going to block him and not talk to him again. And he said the same thing. He kept telling me, I'm not talking to her. No, why would I talk to her? I'm not talking to her. You're being so dramatic. You know, nothing actually happened between us. It was just a joke, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, being a mother and him being the father of my kids and me just being a dumbass, I let him come hang out a couple times in August. And let's be so for real, we were together on and off for 10 years. You knew I was taking this man back unless I had solid evidence. So the last time he stayed with me, he had asked if I could put like an alarm on my phone for the next morning. And I was like, why don't you just use your phone? Why do you have to use my phone? And then again, the brain started clicking. I said, where's your phone? Oh, I don't know. I think it's in my pants somewhere. I don't know. The bitch left his phone at his parents' house so that his mom couldn't see that he was staying with me. Which I think says a lot about their whole situation, their whole family situation. Because how are you tracking him and getting mad at him for being with the mother of his kids and your grandchildren? Because she definitely knew about my whole sister situation. We had a whole family talk about it, my parents and them, and they did not seem too worried about the fact that baby daddy was moving on to my sister. So to get mad that he's with me is crazy. Anyway, that's the last time I let him stay here. After that, I was like, fuck this shit. What the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm so stupid. I just need to start moving on. Like, whatever. So, end of August, I don't remember exactly how everything went down, but my mother decided to go look on our call list because she still has me and my siblings all as like a family plan on her cell phone plan. And she discovered that baby daddy and sister had been talking every single day for the past 4 months. Ever since she went back to where she came from. For hours every day. Like, phone calls were coming in at 9 a.m., 3 p.m., 1 a.m. For fucking months, you guys, for months. These two were each other's top contact on their phones. I think my mom looked and there was like 60 phone calls between the two of them in a matter of like 2 days. So all while He's telling me that they don't talk at all, like, oh my God, you're being crazy, no, she blocked me, and hanging out with me. He's also calling my sister multiple times a day. So I finally broke my non-contact that I had with my sister, and I told her to call me immediately. She calls me. I let her know what's going on, and I say, you better tell me what the fuck the truth is now, because things are adding up, girl. Things are adding the fuck up. And I am so exhausted at this point. I could cry, but I'm not going to. I have been gaslit the past however many months into thinking that they were blocked on each other's phones, and then coming to see all of this shit. I mean, I was losing my mind. So the whole phone call, she's telling me, no, it's not like that. I'm like, I need details, girl. Like, you need to fucking tell me what's going on. This is the last time I'm ever fucking talking to you. You owe me at least the truth. You at least owe me the fucking truth. And I have that phone call I'm recording if I have to post it. But I really don't want to because she sounds really fucking stupid. Again, I'm begging her, please just tell me what the fuck's going on. I'm already so pissed and over it at this point that nothing you guys can say is gonna make me more mad or hate you more. I just deserve to know the fucking truth. Me and my kids deserve to know the fucking truth. And if he's sitting here telling you that he hasn't been hanging out with me, I have proof of that as well. That he was hanging out with me. And I really don't want to post that. And I know he doesn't want me to post that, so. Okay, the next part's my final part, and then I'll answer questions, but that'll be it. So the last part of that phone call that night was just her saying, I have no interest in talking to him. I promise we're not talking to each other like that. Just the same shit I've heard over and over. And again, I have this whole phone call recorded if I need to give evidence of it. And at this point, there was no denying the fact that something was going on between these two. Again, I have no real, proof of them, physically being together at all. But again, things connect, dots connect. I may be stupid, but I'm not dumb. And at this point, this is where my family is fed the fuck up as well and decides to pretty much cut her off. And for any confusion, I have 3 sisters and 2 brothers. This was my one full-blooded sister. I have a half-sister and a stepsister, and then a half-brother and a stepbrother. I get off the phone with her, and I send a nasty message to the both of them, which I do regret now looking back on it. I shouldn't have done that, but also I was so traumatized from literally being gaslit the entire summer while also trying to be a mom and overcome all of the obstacles I had to overcome from last year. I just was so overwhelmed. I was so overwhelmed. So at this point, I felt used, abused, not loved by literally anybody in my life. I mean, the 2 people who should have loved me the most, the father of my kids and my sister/best friend, fucking betrayed the absolute shit out of me, and not just for one day or a couple days, for the whole summer. Anyway, I'm just gonna try to stick to the facts so I can finish this up because I know everybody's irritated. So that happened. That was kind of the last thing for me, for both of them. Sent a horrible message to them, which I regret, but I'll take accountability for that. It wasn't nice. And didn't really talk to her at all or him at all, and my family cut them off. My family was never okay with any of this, by the way. I've been getting that question a lot too. But again, I have to defend them because there was no solid evidence and we were all being gaslit. It wasn't just me, it was my entire family. And I grew up with a single mom and my other 2 siblings alongside the Wicked Witch. So we grew up to be pretty emotional people, and we've always just kind of talked it out. We're not a family that sweeps things under the rug. So they really tried their hardest to be on my side, but also wake the fuck up my sister from whatever the fuck she was doing. But I think they saw that she was not even answering their phone calls all summer so that they could see her kid, because they did try to keep in contact with her just to like know her children, because obviously that's their niece and nephew. But she really wasn't interested in talking to them, yet she could sit on the phone with my baby daddy for 9+ hours a day. So again, that was the end of August that phone call happened. Again, she denied everything once again, and it wasn't like that. They were just friends. They were just talking to each other about life. And again, at the end of the phone call, she goes, I have no interest in talking to him. And then I say, you're still going to talk to him, so you're not going to give me the truth. I'm done. So again, I've never gotten I'm sorry, a explanation, like a legitimate explanation, any sort of anything from either of these fucking people. Now we're bringing it to a couple weekends ago. Baby daddy told me that he is going out of town for a golf tournament. It's a little late in the year for a golf tournament, and I live in a cold climate. So I knew right away that he was going to see my sister. And again, at this point, you guys, I didn't give a fuck, because like I had already tried everything else and I just was whatever. I signed a lease on an apartment. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm not doing this shit anymore. Whatever. Again, though, I had a gut fucking feeling that whatever he was saying he was doing, that's not what he was doing. And I know he was going to go see my sister. And ever since the phone call to her that night and leading up to this weekend, it's a month apart, pretty much exactly. He would go back and forth with me. I mean, we only communicated really when it came to like kid drop-offs and stuff like that. But he would make snarky comments here and there about, you know, my sister, and trying to ask me who I was hanging out with and all of this stuff. Still being very weird around me, trying to like grab my hand and just be the nasty guy I know that he is. And all of this info was relayed to my sister as well on that phone call in August. My phone is gonna die, so I'm gonna finish this here. So I had a weird feeling about him leaving. I didn't really express that to anybody but my family, just because I've obviously been keeping them updated with everything, but I didn't entertain it. I didn't try to see where he was going. I didn't question him too much about it. I just knew in my nuggets that he was doing something with her. And then, so he told me this on, I think, a Monday. Thursday rolls around and I get a phone call from somebody very reliable in this situation and very much like a part of this. And he let me know this man was not going where he was telling me he was going. He was going to visit my sister. And at this point, it's like, fuck you guys. You clearly are in love with each other. So just own it and let everybody know. I don't know why we're hiding it at this point. So I had proof that he went to go stay with her for a weekend, and that was my little weekend getaway video. I didn't talk to either of them that weekend. I didn't care to. I knew they were doing weird shit and I knew they weren't going to tell me the truth. So I just didn't entertain it. Sunday rolls around. My siblings are at my house. My real siblings that I love were at my house. And I ran an errand quick while they were watching my kids. I come back home and it looks like everybody's about to fucking throw up in my living room. And my brother comes up to me and goes, "You're gonna want to sit down to hear this." So I'm panicking. And he goes, "We just talked to my baby daddy, who talked to my sister, or whatever, through the grapevine. They confirmed that after that weekend, this was 2 weekends ago, they were going to pursue their relationship together." So they had a great little weekend honeymoon, and I guess decided that, fuck, we might as well be, let everybody know. She was letting me know that their life is none of my business. Her and my baby daddy's life that they want so badly to have together was none of my business. And and in that message she goes, "Obviously we have feelings for each other. I thought it was obvious." obviously, since you guys have been telling me all summer that you guys were blocked on each other's phones, that made it really fucking obvious. And there's so many more little details that I could add to this that I just can't even get into, but that was the gist of it. And ever since then, I decided that I'm gonna fucking tell people about it, because I've been sitting with this shit in my soul for the past however many months, and I was just fucking manipulated and gaslit all summer long by two people who I loved, and now I am kind of mourning everything all over again because I really didn't want to believe it. I don't think any of us want to believe when things like this happen to us. But knowing that his ass got on a fucking plane and flew however many miles to stay with her in a hotel over the weekend, that was enough for me. And that's the last thing I'm going to say about this. I have my kids to think about. I have her kids to think about. I mean, regardless of everything that happened, the number one thing is to protect our kids. So I'm not going to tag them. I'm not going to mention their names. I do not want any harassment or bullying for either of them, because that only makes my life worse. All I'm asking for is just a little hearing me out, and I appreciate it if you made it this far. And yeah, life is only going to get better from here for me. This is just a bump in the road. And I'm sorry it took 100 years to explain everything, but it's just who I am. Sorry. Hey guys, so I just wanted to come on here and answer a couple questions before I get into it. I'm sorry about the snoring. My dog is sleeping right next to me. And also I have glasses on because my eyes are hurting, and you're probably going to see a glare from the TV because I have Love Island on. It's my comfort show right now, so sorry about that. But I did want to just kind of address a couple kind of like serious topics quickly-ish. I've been getting questions along the lines of this a lot lately. Like, why are you not posting who they are? Embarrass them. Why this must be fake because you're not posting anything about them. What are their names? Why aren't you telling anybody their names? Any things along those lines. So to make it simple, that's just not something I'm going to do. I will not be sharing personal information of people in my life unless it is completely consented by them. For a lot of reasons. One being we both have children, and those children are unfortunately in the crossfire of this, and I am not going to send out personal information to somebody who has children. That's just not my character. I understand the place of coming from you guys wanting to know who they are, to compare how people look and whatnot, and even though that really shouldn't matter, but I totally understand the curiosity. It's just not something I'm going to do. I'm not willing to do that. My goal for posting these was kind of just to like get this out of my head and connect with people, hopefully, that have some advice, and also just to, it's like my own little diary, I think. So my goal was not to come on here and intentionally try to hurt these people the way they hurt me or ruin their lives or whatever. They've ruined their lives themselves. I'm not going to sit here and continue that. And also, I'm just not like, that's not the kind of person that I am. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are situations that I enjoy not being the bigger person, but when it comes to this, there's legal things involved. There are more people involved than just the two people that hurt me. We all have families and people that we care about that are caught in the crossfire of this, because like I've said a million times, this was not just like something towards me. This was my whole family was involved, and it was people were thrown in the middle of things that didn't deserve to and don't deserve to. So yeah, I mean, I understand the curiosity. I understand wanting to say that if I don't post certain things that it's fake and I'm making it all up, that's fine. You can totally think that. Nothing's going to make me like share, because these people would never want me to actually share. And again, it's not, a lot of the things that I would post are evidence that I need to keep for myself. I mean, there's kids, there's court, there's lawyers, there's a lot going on. So I am trying to post what I can and talk about things that are my experiences and things that are happening directly to me and my emotions, because I'm not going to hurt myself more by sharing information that I shouldn't be sharing. And along those lines, I understand and I appreciate wanting to stick up for me, and the, like, we Reddit at Dawn comments and everything. I think those are so funny, and like, you guys are just so loving. It's just insane. But I do not want any harassing of these people, because again, it just hurts me more. These people clearly do not have feelings, and so doing things to ruin their lives or try to hurt their feelings is not going to actually hurt them. These people clearly don't have any feelings to hurt. So if you want to support me, please do so by like just commenting or messaging me, or you know, engaging with me, not with them. They don't matter anymore, clearly. And I don't want that for them. It's not fair to the children. I know it's a big mess of things, and I know that I've decided to come out and share my story, but that's just it. This is my story. They're more than welcome to share theirs if they ever do. I don't think they will. I'm pretty sure my sister deleted all of her socials, and baby daddy, I think, is staying far away from socials at this point. But that's just, I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to post evidence just because other people want to see it. It's just, this situation is still kind of fresh, and I'm just not going to do that. So, yeah, that's that question. Hey. So I literally had a whole video recorded answering all of your guys' questions, and it got deleted. So I'm going to have to go through and just answer questions on this post with videos. So if they don't work out, do you plan on forgiving your sister? No. I will never forgive her for anything, ever. I mean, it is quite honestly the feeling of, I just don't care about her anymore. I have no feelings left for her. Whenever I think about her, I think about how fucking vile she is to have done this to me and my kids and her kids. And I just, there's lines you don't cross, and I am the queen of second, third, fourth, fifth, 17 chances. This hit me different. I mean, I think it would anybody, but no, she could be on her hands and knees begging me, and I just, no. So this question's really important to me because I think it really cuts deep, knowing all the circumstances. So yeah, we were not competitive growing up. We were best friends. We were super close. Like I said, she was my only full-blooded sibling. So when we would go to my dad's house every other weekend, we would be together. We literally shared a bed at my mother's house until I was 18. And I am not kidding. Like, when this happened, my best friend, my childhood best friend that lived 2 houses down from us, that was always at our house, was the first one to call me and be like, what in the fuck is going on? You guys were best friends. Like, what? Like, it's not like this was like a sister rivalry thing. It's not like we were long distant family members. We were close, really close growing up. And so that's where it really mind fucks me, because I just don't know. I don't know what happened to that. I mean, you can ask anybody around us and they would say, yeah, no, there was no competitive nature. We never got in fights. I think we got in one fight in high school, and that's it. Like, we were not catty sister fight. We always had each other's backs. I got a girl expelled from my high school for bullying my sister. I literally took it to the office and was like, this girl is fucking with my sister, and they expelled her. I mean, I would cry to my sister about my baby daddy a lot. Like I said, we were together for 10 years. So she knew everything. We all four lived together in an apartment before they moved to where they're living now. Me, my baby daddy, my sister, and her husband lived in an apartment, all four of us, for a good year and a half together. And I know, and again, did it start then? I don't know. I have no idea. Anyway, I could spiral all night on it because there's just so much proof of me and her being super close and so much proof of us getting along perfectly fine. It's mind-boggling. Anyway, is your ex trying to reach out to you? He was, during that little stint of time when we were together in my videos, but that was before I posted anything. Obviously we have to co-parent our children, so we've been in contact, but I don't even think I've seen him in person. I don't even know. Like, usually his parents will help, and that's who I pick the kids up from for the most part, because he's busy doing things. So no, there's no like reaching out of like that sort. We just will talk about the kids and schedules basically. And will my kids be allowed to visit them together? If it were up to me, absolutely not. I am currently trying to figure out if there's some way for me to keep her as far away from my kids as I possibly can. There's no reason for my kids to be around that if she doesn't, beyond the fact that she's with their dad. She's blatantly disrespecting the fuck out of me. And why would I allow my children to be around somebody who doesn't respect me? No, absolutely not.
Hi guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Now that you watched the video, what are your opinion? As I said before, I've been cheated on before, and I know how painful it is, and it was never from a family member, so I can only imagine how much more painful it is when it's somebody like a sister. So guys, let me know what your thoughts are. These videos that you're seeing, these are my Airbnb that I'm showing you. This is my first house that we now run as an Airbnb. I'm just showing you pictures so I could use as my voiceover. But guys, at some point I'm going to come back and tell you guys all about, if you want to start an Airbnb, how to do it. And also I want to encourage any single mom or stay-at-home mom that always thought of doing your YouTube, do it. Just start. I promise you, it's so worth it. Guys, I never make any money off YouTube, or never make much money off YouTube. I make a little bit here and there through brand deal, but it wasn't a lot. So the last 2 months since I start back on YouTube, I will bring the video to show how much I have made so far. So if you're a stay-at-home person, whether you're taking care of